Yo,
I would turn on my camera if I had a working one.
I'm not turning the Google Meet like I did yesterday. I could do that, but I'm not. No, I'll do that when I'm not showing the game. Kind of. So I'm not gonna lock in like last I don't know. I'm not gonna make it my life's goal to beat it in the next 2 days. But yeah. So how are we doing, chat? We're doing good today. Very early stream, I know, for my standards. I'm so tired, bro. But it's fun. We'll be fine. So let's beat it. All right. It's gonna be desynced, but we're fine. Ow.
Christ.
Why is my OBS so bad? Why is my Wi-Fi so bad today? I don't know. I'm really tired, but I feel good today. I don't know why. To play GD. There's no, I don't know. Also, I know the stream is terrible. I'm also recording, so we'll be fine. Just know, okay. Yeah, the stream is terrible. That's why I'm also recording. You never know if the stream is just gonna crash when I beat it. So I'm recording too on OBS. I am singing for your Alexa. Yes, I know there's delay on my face cam. I'm using a Google Meet. Discord is way too delayed, so. I tried Discord, but it didn't. It was very delayed. A Michael Bay meme for GD. Something I did not expect to say out of my mouth today, or just come out of my mouth. So guys, tomorrow's the 10th birthday of this level. Okay, the Wi-Fi is so bad, guys. It's lagging. I don't know why the Wi-Fi is so bad today, but it is. Christ, I'm so tired. What? I don't know why. I almost hit every single spike there. Why are my hands so tired? Wake up and click faster. Jesus Christ. What's up? E 35. I'm just gonna call you E for short. I'm sorry. What's up, Narwhale? Yay. The break, you know, between crack and evade or Michi. I'm so bad. Stop yawning, bro. I actually cannot play this game. Playing this game when I woke up 4 hours ago. And a whole new room, which is what I'm gonna get. Guys, I'm going. Dude. No, it's not your. Jesus Christ. Wholesome. Sure. 24 to 83, I guess. Just like, except for mine. Mine is never braining. Actually, there probably is nothing even up there. Like, if you like search to my brain, there's probably like doctors be like, where the fuck is it? It's gone. He doesn't have one. Like, just to like try and do like have a brain surgery, then they go into my brain for the surgery, and then it's like, wait, there's nothing there. Like, wait, where the fuck is it? Where is it, guys? Gray Hacer. Oh my goodness gracious. Stop. Bad at the game. No, shut up. I died to 98. I shouldn't have died to that click. Maybe the last click, sure, but not that one. That does not mean I want to die to the last click, by the way. I clicked so early. I could not have clicked earlier than that. I wasn't even nervous one bit. I could have easily done that, just beating it, you know. Why am I still at like 4,000 kbps, bro? That's really bad. Still red. It's usually green. It's supposed to be green. And that's the earliest death I've gotten at Asonic. Yeah, does anyone have a counter of how many times I've died to Asonic? I think I added the title. $98, 94 times 3, 92, 89 times 3. Yeah, guys, listen to this. 98, 94 times 3, 92, and 89 times 3. I thought I was going to beat it there, honestly. Now I have to investigate. Why is the Wi-Fi so bad? Let's look at the stream. Nah. Oh my god, bro. Stop, bro. Are you kidding me? No, it's my problem. Trust me. It literally says, it literally have a kbps of 3000. It keeps disconnecting. The stream does. Trust me, it's on me. Jeez. I almost just died to Stereo Madness. I'm recording so that it will save, but yeah. Oh, we're at 4,000 kbps. Oh, we're at 3,000 again. 4,000, guys. Yeah, it did. This fucking ass Wi-Fi, bro. Like, chat, look at this. Look at my kbps. That's bad. It's usually at like 7,000. And it's usually green. No, I already died. I died to the easiest click in the world. I'll show you what I died to because it didn't show on the stream. I'll show you what I did. I did something really funny that I've never done before, but it was really funny. I did that. great to hear, Drapunga. What? What's up, Cole? Oh my god, bro. Scientists cannot believe how small this guy's brain is, bro. It's actually unbelievable how small my fuck-ass brain is. Stop, bro. I don't know what else to do. There's nothing else I could do. I just have to, like, fucking kill myself. The only method. Maybe I'll beat this level in, like, hell or some shit. I don't know. Not my fault. My fuck ass Wi-Fi decided to stop working just for this day, for no reason. And my brain, apparently. I'm so bad at this game, bro. I'm actually gonna fucking kill myself. What the fuck? The input just didn't register, apparently. Sure. Oh my god, bro. This game is so dog shit. Sleep? What do you mean sleep? It's 1:18 p.m. Okay. Sure. I love when I have the most retarded ass death a human being could possibly have. Always so fun to see. Like that. Let's see that. Oh my god! To go. Dude. Is it even worth it? Like this level. I don't know if it's worth it to beat this level. Like, this level is such a garbage piece of shit that I don't think it's worth playing this level for 9 months. I think I just wasted 9 months of my life, like dead ass. I think I just wasted 9 months of my fucking life I'm never gonna get back. No, it's my second. Oh my god. Strip not in strip basketball, bro. I will watch the new Stormfly video, happily. Anything but Bloodbath.
The SED layer is supposed to indicate tile SID. The objects with this number of a higher value will be forced behind everything, with a lower number within the SED layer fails to load a sound in menus properly when performing certain actions, such as completing quests like in this case. If you then go into a level and hit play, the sound was degrees for example, and then place a second trigger which also rotates the camera by 90 degrees, but enable the add option and set the move time to 0 on it, the camera will not rotate by another 90 degrees, instead it will stay in place for dual portals. If you place down 2 enter fade triggers with the same channel and effect ID set, the game will crash once you collide with the second trigger. Going to creators' levels from an unlisted one sometimes shows that they have no levels, and very rarely the account name isn't shown, instead showing the creator's name as a dash. For unknown reasons, there's a small chance that the interface for the quest completed gets stuck on the screen for way longer than it is supposed to. This can occur if you have 2 or more monitors connected to your computer. If your main monitor is not connected to the first port of your computer and then you start up the game will... If you have a comment on a level that is now deleted, it is impossible to delete that said comment. It will be stuck on your profile forever. The actual Diamond 2.1 minicube setting, you just become a cube when you enter a swingcopter portal as a minicube. It is also possible for this to occur on the main menu. If you play a level by a user whose player ID matches a different user's, a reverse portal causes the hitboxes to not render. The cube keeps going down the slope instead of following the normal dash or path. The bug can be reproduced by placing a downward slope and using a dash over holder. Ever since RobTop moved servers in 2023, it is no longer possible to search for numbered accounts by putting a space after their name. If you're holding a dash orb and during its path it collides with a speed trigger, this is easily done by placing any trigger with a duration time, moving it up one grid and then pressing the undo button. When in the saved levels tab, go into a folder without any levels in it. After that, go into another folder and play a level. This bug does not work with any level for some reason. Apparently this happens when the level's gauntlet ID gets removed from your save file. But we have no idea how this can happen, as this is an incredibly rare bug to experience. By setting up spawn and teleport triggers in the following manner, you can clip through the ground if it will continue playing on its own anyway. If you time it just right, and if the level is built with the right circumstances, there's a good chance you can clip through the structure without dying. If a user has posted a list to the game and that user changes their account name, setting the color of an invincible object to black blending or 0 with an alpha trigger, the inside glow can still be seen. The new 2.2 objects always have a higher priority in layering versus older objects, 0. So this means you can end a level both before and after 100%. Mirror mode literally doesn't work when you enable it in the start position settings. If you have warped any object has been patched on PC, trying to use the copy level ID button on mobile still doesn't work. If you die on the exact same step that a song trigger is triggered, if the song is faded in, the same song as the bass song and on channel 0, and the bass song is also faded in, the game's sound effect engine Fmod crashes, and alas, so does the game. Caused by unknown circumstances, breakable blocks creates a different behavior in separate attempts. An example shown here is by playing the level Dark Slide by Gluotti, where the second passage of breakable blocks stops working once the player has hard reset the level. By arranging arrow triggers in the following setup, you will completely break the game's movement and the player can either die from going all the way backwards or jump ahead to beat the level at any time. There are multiple versions of this bug with varying levels of steps on how to make it happen. A bit difficult to understand what happens in this one, but according to this user, a static camera was used for an earlier section, then later removed using a static exit later. But when entering a game mode portal a while later, presumably with camera bounties, caused the static camera from earlier to reactivate. Selecting multiple slopes at once and trying to free move them is impossible. If you die in practice mode after a time warp trigger, the game forgets to keep it going and reset the game speed back to the default. On iOS 18, clicking on users' socials on their GD profile doesn't work. When opening a list, if you copy a level in that list, play the level and then exit out of that said level, if you exit out of the created level menu at that point, the interface for the list will have begun to disappear. If you then open a level in that menu and exit out, the entire list is just blank. Have said blocks as physics as if they were standing on it. This effect is the most obvious in the Jetpack and UFO game modes, but other game modes are affected too. Extra Sticky does not produce it. You have to repress a movement button for the bug to stop. Place a platformer block and a move trigger so the block follows player X. Place your character on top of the block while it's not moving on the X axis, and when it's fully on the block, start pressing right direction. The block follows the player, but since the player is on the block, it accelerates you, which makes the block go faster and so on. When setting a start position to any other values that aren't default, then copy and pasting that same start position somewhere else, none of the options save over and are instead reset to the default one. Typing in numbers and adding spaces either between, before, or after numbers in the search bar will always direct you to the level with an ID that you typed. For example, if you type 211 in the search bar, instead of finding the Extreme Demon 211 by Circulister, it finds F by Dash. If you type 696969 or space 696969 or any other type of variation, you will always find the level EMF course by player. This is because it contains only numbers, so it automatically yields a level ID. It does not account for spaces unless you included a non-numerical character like a letter. When you place a J Clever block, it doesn't work, neither in legacy levels
that in
nor
2.1
platform
though.
mode. When searching for easy rated levels, newly
weird.
rated auto levels will sometimes show up in the results anyway. Trails tab keeps number. When you exit out that person's account, the game crashes. When hitting the following orb setup and beating the level, after hitting the end wall and restarting, the same orb setup will now work in a completely different way. Similar to bug 64, although with AC, and will instead display as normal. Setting up a regular click counter and using the A/D or left-right arrow keys will still cause the touch trigger to be registered. In the editor, playtesting with UI objects and pausing the playtest will not cause the objects to stop following the camera and go back to their normal position, but they will keep following the camera. Select all button. This happens as a result of input priority, where the creator has priority over the select all button. When in 2x, 3x, or 4x speed, the mini-wave can partially phase through slopes if it's on a D block. I think the D blocks are somehow affecting the slopes and making them not function properly. This does not happen with Big Wave. If an object is affected by an area move trigger, what lets an object rotate correctly at first, but gets progressively worse the more you press. In the 5th last page in the first build tab, if you select any of the 1 or 0.5 times spike related items, then the ground line disappears. Whenever static camera is set to follow the object it focuses on, it resets after you go through a game mode portal Same happens when trying to remove a level from your local download. In the editor, if you have a song trigger before the level start line and have a spike/block that instantly kills you when you hit play, the song will continue to play while you're in the editor. If you try to enter a song ID, press exit and then uncheck the song option before it closes, the interface for advanced options will be stuck. Pressing the edit special button while not having anything selected allows you to enable multi-activate on absolutely nothing. If an object with hitbox with passable checkbox enabled interacts with the player using advanced follow trigger, player is affected by said object. This also happens if object is toggled off with toggle trigger. Event number 64 is not listed in the correct spot, but is instead listed after the 75th event. When messing around with game mode portals and their new easing and free mode checkboxes, if the player ticks the free mode checkbox then camera settings, and de-tick only the free mode checkbox, the easing parameters will not disappear from the settings window. There are multiple examples of object interfaces that are outside of their selection square, just sitting in random spots on the screen overlaying other sprites. When enabling no effects in a dual portal, it should not showcase a screen effect for when the cube enters this portal, yet it does anyway. When placing an arrow trigger right before the start of the level and with dual mode enabled, the first icon will have disappeared and the game thinks you're in dual mode, but only with a second icon. The auto build feature in current time doesn't support slopes, meaning that the last two objects in the first build tab are completely useless. If you try to use them for their intended purpose, they will switch to blocks like the racist pricks that they are. You will hear the levels as music instead of the default music. When going through folders and turning the favorite filter on and off, then playing another level in another folder and exiting, the text "levels marked as favorites show up here" will overlap with the other UI. By creating a platformer mode level with 2-player dual mode, place a line platform on top of the first player with a move trigger, use a blue gravity portal to keep both players in the same gravity, the file size will always display 0.0 kilobytes, which is always incorrect. When switching between multiple ground backgrounds, the entire screen flashes black for a brief moment. When putting a pixel object in a lower Z layer than a non-pixelated after rating it once and going back in, you can see how this is not supposed to happen. The GP offset trigger demonstrates 30 seconds afterwards. The game will treat that previous camera zoom as if it just happened. When entering select pre-mode in the interface advanced follow trigger, 2 buttons overlap each other. If you place an object with a scale of less than 0.50 approximately in the middle of the grid in platformer mode, the player will pass through this object. Not entirely sure if this is a bug here, but in 2.2, when you unlock the next level in the gauntlet path, the name and stars doesn't immediately reveal. It did do this in update 2.1, hence the confusion on whether this is intended or not. When looking at the page that counts all of your classic level completions, the full count doesn't include the autos. Sometimes when getting out of the game on a phone with iOS, if you are in the menu when you get back in the game, the menu music may disappear entirely. Even though it was technically a bug, RobTop made the choice to keep the robot strafe fight glitch as a gimmick by allowing legacy settings that kept it for your levels. But despite legacy compatibility supposedly keeping this old bug in, it no longer works in 2.2. It does work for blocks, but not for slopes, hence the bug mentioned. The particles that come up when the player touches a platform spawn when using a spider orb/pad and do not disappear until touching the ground again. These particles spawn where the player last touched the ground. For certain triggers like the shader triggers, the game helps you out by fading out the interface to see the outcome of what changes the sliders do. But the sound effect trigger also has this feature, yet it shows nothing new until you close the interface anyway, rendering this feature completely useless for the sound effect trigger. Same thing occurs with the edit sound effect trigger. If you time your jump correctly, you can get a ridiculously high jump with the robot if you're on an exterior corner when the camera rotates. Like a 90 degrees camera rotation that leaves you on the exterior side of the ground, if that makes sense. The final ship, called Ship 169, has a small chance to appear as the default cube instead of its actual sprite. If you select this ship and attempt to play a level with it, the game immediately crashes. By holding the mouse button in the editor and pressing the escape key, if your mouse is still holding, you can still move around in the editor while the pause menu is open. If you change the search page to search for lists as opposed to levels, the magic scent and trending buttons will have no purpose at all, since they all direct to the same page anyway, with that being the most liked page. By placing an end trigger right at the end of the level, and the level's camera is zoomed out at just the right distance, you can trigger both the end trigger and the normal end wall animation at the same time, resulting in the level complete screen triggering twice. Multi-activate arrow triggers next to each other can cause inconsistent and weird behavior with the player movement. With how slopes work in 2.2, depending on the right circumstances, going into a new game mode next to them can cause the icon to come back and into the ground when pressing an input. If you try to change both the base and detail color of this specific saw object, the outline will become separated from the rest of the saw. If you stretch a clip in the editor, but in-game it will not move at all. If you have a static camera enabled with the follow option toggled on an object, trying to use exit static with another trigger player feature does not work properly, as depending on the level's gameplay, it will gradually go off center from the player. If you save and load your in-game account whilst having favorite lists attached to it, going back to view by having the level in the saved tab will result in your comments on your profile to turn yellow. While the footage shown here is done through external softwares, there have been reports of this happening in the vanilla version while going on to a forward-facing slope will cause the UFO to be stuck to the slope. You fall off of it when releasing, and if you keep holding, it will fall off at a seemingly random time, one length unit, which is 1/30th of a block. This makes sync inconsistent if the number of jumps that you have to do is also not consistent. There are many iterations of this bug which all lead to the same outcome, being that it are displaced from the sprite and are also entirely the wrong shape, being rectangles rather than triangles. Under the right circumstances, the swipe option in the editor can break and become unusable, turning scale menu, but it is not refreshed when you move them with the scale menu still open. User coins don't turn green when selected, unlike most other objects in the game. The main colored section of the toggle trigger is always at full IDs for calculating new collision block IDs, despite being entirely separate. This corner object has a small pixel gap separating them from the one. Rotate an object, the hitboxes do not update on the object until hitbox view is refreshed by either moving the object or disable and re-enable the show hitbox setting. Having an object at an angle that's a multiple of 45 degrees, but not a multiple of 90 degrees, and then rotating a 45. When selecting multiple toggle orbs and going into the edit special menu, the menu will include touch trigger and spawn trigger options, despite not being applicable for an orb. The free mode option is available for cube and robot portals, despite being literally useless for those game modes. They're already in free mode at all times.
Oh my god, it's you.
The menu for free mode can only be accessed
Hi, Secret Way, I know you. I actually know who you are, believe it or not. Unless you're an impersonator or some shit, but I don't think.
Useless. When selecting multiple toggle orbs and going into the edit special menu, the menu will include touch trigger and spawn trigger options. This portal, which would help with the illusion of entering the portal like you do with any game mode. The white outline on the level complete menu has gaps in it on the corners. If you enter dual mode, have a trigger enabling ghost icon generated path that works as a guideline for where the icon has previously traveled, and in most cases does function as intended. However, the trail is not generated properly when falling off blocks or having a dash orb stopped by an S block, resulting in the wave trail being inaccurate in showing where the wave icon had gone in some cases. If you have switch wave trail color enabled, if player color 2 is black, it will result in the wave trail color not switching to the correct colors. When a wave icon is hidden and then shown, it will generate reddish particles like the ships. As the UFO, holding and landing on any platform will continuously generate jump particles below the player. Having an airborne practice checkpoint that you have jump.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm probably just gonna end stream now. I have nothing better to do. Yeah, secret way, bro. What is bro doing here? Anyway, I'm gonna need to clean my camera. Ow! My hand. So, I don't know. Yeah. I probably am just gonna go, but yeah, thank y'all for coming. I don't know why Secret Way is here. I really don't. Why am I here? Just this stuff. Yeah. This is me. You guys didn't know. Yeah. This is the room. I've already showed this in my house, so I'll show it again. Anyway. I need to go to bed. You want to finish the sleeping stream chat? PC. Oh shit. I could do this for a sleeping stream. I could like put like the camera up here.